We got a mailbag coming your way, but first, if you're kind of ready for the offseason to be over and to watch Russell Wilson and the Broncos beat the crap out of the Chiefs, hopefully in week 1 at Mile High, go ahead and like the video. Let's speak it into existence, and let's end the streak against the Chiefs. It is mailbag time here on the Broncos Breakdown, where I answer your questions in a post I put out on our community page here at the channel. So if you ever want to get on a future show, all you got to do is just comment your questions, and then it's simple as that. Make sure you subscribe too. First question coming in from Nolan Tipton. What are the odds of the Broncos getting Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf? Probably or. And who do you think they would take over for? Also, do you think we can get Bobby Wagner? So Wagner's already signed, but I think this question came in before the news, so we'll ignore that. P.S. I don't think we should trade Bradley Chubb yet. You guys let me know when I had the idea of trading him for a draft pick. Never again. But as for the idea of trading for either Lockett or Metcalf, they're actually closer than you think if you compare their numbers this past season. Now, Metcalf's a better receiver. Tyler Lockett is a speed demon who can stretch the field. He forces your safeties to take an extra step back, and he adds some special teams flair as well. I don't see Seattle moving on from either of them, but we also were told Russell Wilson's not going anywhere. Look where he is now. As for Tyler Lockett, he can't be traded until after June 1st. Financially, it doesn't work out for the Seahawks. They only extended him to a 4-year decent bag about a year ago, I think. So they can't move on from him until after June 1st. As for DK Metcalf, if the Seahawks are doing a full rebuild, which when you trade Russell Wilson, it kind of feels like you are, now would be the time to do it. So if I was Seattle, I would trade DK. But as for trading him to Denver, come on. The Broncos are pretty loaded at wide receiver as it is. I don't see why they would give up even more capital to just pile on with already a stacked room. Like, wait, where are they going to sit? They got Sutton, you got Jeudy, you've got Patrick, Hamler. Not enough chairs to go around, but I think they could make room for DK. But pick a wide receiver for me. In this, like, Madden world, if you wanted to trade for one, I personally would roll with Metcalf. But Lockett is a different type of receiver. He can provide that deep threat for you. Let me know which receiver you would rather have. Next question, Cesar Rios. Do the Broncos have enough cap space to pursue someone big? So Denver does have some cap space. They don't have stacks on stacks on stacks. They also still have to work out a contract extension for Russell Wilson, and that's going to eat up some cap room. But as for some of the big fish still out there, as I film this right now, Tyrann Mathieu, Stephon Gilmore, still on the market. Jadeveon Clowney, he's been living out of his suitcase the last couple of seasons, but he had 9 sacks for Cleveland last season. And Gilmore was only Defensive Player of the Year a few seasons ago. Hicks could be a nice replacement on that defensive line. And then Dwayne Brown, he was really good. He's 36, though, but he's been protecting Russ for quite some time, so maybe Wilson wants to bring a familiar face from Seattle on over to Denver. So those are some of my top free agents remaining right there. What do you think, though? Who do you want the Broncos to sign? I don't think Paton is going to make any more big splash signings. I think he's content with the moves he's made so far, and the draft picks he has left after the Russell Wilson trade, just filling up the other little holes on the roster and going into the 2022 season, pretty confident about his chances. I would be too if I had Russell Wilson and all the talent they have on offense, along with this rising young defense to go with it as well. If you want to be in the next Mailbag show, pretty simple. All you got to do is subscribe. That way you don't miss the call when I put the community post out saying, hey, get your questions in. So if you want to be a part of the show, because that's what makes Chat Sports so special and unique, in my opinion. Other, sports services, that sounded weird. Other sports outlets and whatnot, media coverage places, they do a great job. No, don't get me wrong, but you just don't get that interaction like you do here at Chat Sports. So if you want to be on the show, hit that big red button and subscribe. Ooh, this is going to get some fiery comments. John Santa-Steven. Do you think a Jeudy for Shaq Barrett would be an enticing trade? And here we go. Like, this is going to get people going in the comment section. I can tell you right now, the idea of trading Jeudy. Enticing, yes, but a hard no. I just think you don't give up on Jerry Jeudy, and I don't know why you would. I understand that if you look at it on paper and just paper, Maybe he hasn't been what you've been expecting, right? No touchdowns last year, but he had the ankle injury, a bit of a slowish start, we'll call it his rookie year, but that's fine. That's what you're a rookie. Jerry Jeudy's going to have a breakout year, in my opinion. When he has Russell Wilson to throw him the football, and he's already proven that when he's healthy, he's one of the best route runners in the NFL. So Shaq Barrett, I think, was a miss on Denver's end, letting him go in free agency. And for whatever reason, it worked out well in Tampa. Didn't work out in Denver, but he was a home run with the Bucs. Good for him. Wish it could have worked out better in Mile High. But I think both parties would be like, you know what? We'll keep our respective stars. But like I said, Chat Sports, all about audience interaction. Would you trade Jeudy for Barrett? Type T for trade or P for pass. I personally, P for pass. I think you keep your offensive guns, your stars, and you work with whatever's left of Bradley Chubb. Even that sounded mean, but and Randy Gregory as well. Charlie Bayer coming in the next question. Have you heard anything of the Broncos inquiring at all about Rob Gronkowski? Good question, Charlie. No, I have not heard any kind of rumors. When it comes to Gronk, it sounds like he's either going to retire again or go back to the Bucs because Tom Brady unretired. I don't think Gronkowski ever plays a season without Tom Brady. The man literally didn't want to leave him so bad that when the Patriots were going to trade him to the Lions, he retired to avoid playing in Detroit. Now, Denver's not Detroit, but I don't see it happening. So, unfortunate. Could be kind of cool to see some Gronk spikes in Denver, but yeah, not going to happen. Justin, should we trade Bradley Chubb for someone? Oh boy, I'm going to feel it again. I saw his idea, by the way. It wasn't like I was one manufacturing the whole Bradley Chubb trade idea, but I talked about it in a video I did a couple days ago. And here's the way I stand on Bradley Chubb. He's got some injuries lately. He only played 7 games last season. In fact, he hasn't played a full season since his rookie season in 2018, which was an awesome year, double-digit sack count, but he had Von Miller working with him. No more Von. Injuries are kind of piling on one another, and he's in the last year of his contract. So does Denver want to stick it out with him for one more year? Like, the way I kind of look at it is he a part of your long-term plan? If he is, then yeah, keep him absolutely. But if you're thinking this is probably the end of the road for him unless he has truly a marvelous 14-sack breakout season, even if he gets like 9 sacks, maybe Denver goes, you know what, we're not going to be the team that gives you the bag. We're going to put our money elsewhere. Best of luck to you down the road. So I'm open to the idea if it's overwhelming. But if it's just like a 5th for Bradley Chubb, no, I'll walk. Not going to happen. Banjo J, yeah, Prod, appreciate the question from Banjo. Should the Broncos draft a running back like Isaiah Spiller or Kenneth Walker in the 3rd and 4th rounds? I don't think Denver should take a running back in day 2, which is rounds 2 and 3. I just think they have bigger needs, and also running backs are kind of a dime a dozen. You can get good backs later in the draft. I'm not knocking the Javonte Williams pick because if he's going to be a franchise workhorse, then that's one thing. But you've already got that, right? You got Williams last year. I would look to draft a running back in rounds 5, 6, and 7. Day 3, a little later too, not even in round 4. I think you'll find some good value backs there. Kenneth Walker, Michigan State, I like him over Isaiah Spiller, though, I guess to answer your question. But I just don't see Denver making a move that early for an RB. Who do you want the Broncos to draft, though? Like, of all the rounds, whether it's a sleeper or if it's with Denver's first pick in the draft, number 64 at the end of round 2, let me know who you want to see Roger Goodell walk up to the podium and go, and with the 64th pick, the Denver Broncos select. No. All right, that's going to do it for us here on today's show. We're going to catch up with you guys later with the latest Broncos news and rumors. Hope you enjoyed today's mailbag. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for more Broncos coverage.